You hear it at 2 a.m., that soft, heartbreaking whine cutting through the silence of your house. And your first instinct is probably to think your dog is just being dramatic. But what if I told you that cry in the night is one of the most honest, unfiltered things your dog will ever say to you? Stay with me until number one, because what you learn there might completely change how you see your dog's nighttime behavior forever. Most owners chalk up nighttime crying to bad habits, attention seeking, or a dog that just hasn't learned the rules yet. But the truth is far more layered than that. Dogs don't cry at night to manipulate you or test your patience. They cry because something real is happening inside them, emotionally, physically, or psychologically, and they have no other way to reach you. The problem is, when we misread those cries, we either ignore something important or accidentally make it worse. So let's go through the real reasons, one by one, starting from the least understood and working our way down to the one that changes everything. Number 7, the silence is too loud. Most owners assume their dog cries at night because they want company or because they're spoiled. But here's what's actually happening in many cases. Your dog has spent the entire day surrounded by sound. That constant background noise is actually deeply regulating for a dog. And then night falls and suddenly everything goes quiet. It can actually feel threatening. Watch your dog's body when the crying starts. Are their eyes wide and alert even though there's nothing there? That's a dog whose nervous system is on low-level alert, not because something is wrong, but because the absence of the usual sounds feels wrong. It's a sensory shift they haven't learned to trust yet. The solution here isn't to rush in and soothe them every single time, because that can accidentally reinforce the anxiety. Instead, try leaving a radio or white noise machine on low near their sleeping area. Give them that auditory anchor, and many dogs will settle within a few nights without any drama at all. Their internal clock is broken. Here's something owners rarely consider. Dogs are incredibly time-sensitive creatures. They track your routines with a precision that would honestly embarrass most humans. Their entire emotional regulation is built around that predictability. So when something disrupts the schedule, a new job, a change in your sleep pattern, a holiday, even daylight saving time, their internal clock gets thrown off. And that disorientation can show up as nighttime crying. The body language here is subtle but telling. These dogs often wake at a very specific time, not randomly throughout the night. They may pace briefly, whine for a few minutes, and then settle again. They're not distressed in a deep way. They're recalibrating. That's not a flaw. That's loyalty expressed through biology. A short, calm, wind-down routine, a brief sniff walk, a chew, a consistent settling spot signals to their nervous system that even if the timing is different, the pattern is safe. Routine is a love language for dogs. During the day, your dog is distracted. Movement, stimulation, interaction, all of it masks discomfort. Dogs with early arthritis, dental pain, digestive discomfort, or even ear infections will often seem perfectly fine during the day and then cry at night for reasons that look completely behavioral. The clues are there if you know what to look for. Do they seem reluctant to lie down on hard surfaces? Do they lick at a specific area of their body before the crying starts? These are not random behaviors. These are a dog telling you, in the only language they have, that something hurts. This matters enormously because if you respond to pain-based crying with behavioral correction, telling them off, ignoring them, or assuming it's attention-seeking, you're not just missing the problem. You're teaching your dog that communicating pain leads to nothing or worse. Rule out pain first. Always. Number 4, the bond wound. Some dogs cry at night because they are grieving. Not in a metaphorical sense, in a very real neurological sense. Dogs form deep attachments. When a family member moves out, when another pet passes away, when a baby arrives, and the household dynamic shifts, or even when you yourself have been emotionally distant due to stress or life changes, Your dog feels that absence like a wound. And at night, when there are no distractions, that wound opens. They may seek out items that smell like the person or animal they've lost. They may be off their food during the day and then cry at night. This is grief. It is real. What helps here is not trying to replace what was lost, but rather increasing your own presence and warmth in a calm, consistent way. More gentle physical contact during the day. Don't rush them through it. Don't dismiss it. Sit with them in it. Number 3, separation anxiety's quiet twin. Everyone knows about separation anxiety, the dog that destroys the house when you leave. But there's a quieter version that almost nobody talks about, and it shows up specifically at night. Your dog can see you, they know you're home, but you're in a different room, behind a closed door, and to them, that separation feels just as real and just as frightening as if you'd left the house entirely. These dogs don't just whine, they often scratch at doors, pace outside your bedroom, or cry in short bursts and then go quiet, listening for your response. The moment they hear you move or speak, they settle briefly, then start again. They're not being manipulative. They're checking whether you still exist, whether you're still reachable. This is a dog whose attachment system is running on high alert, and the closed door at night is triggering it. The mistake most owners make is either giving incompletely, letting the dog into the bedroom every time, or going cold turkey and ignoring the crying entirely. Both extremes can backfire. The more effective approach is gradual desensitization. Start with the door open, then slightly ajar. Build a positive association with their sleeping space through calm, consistent reinforcement during the day. Teach them that distance doesn't mean disappearance, that you always come back, that the door is not a threat. This takes time, but it builds genuine emotional security rather than just temporary quiet. Number 2, they were never taught that night is safe. This one is about something that happened or didn't happen early in your dog's life. Puppies learn whether the world is safe or dangerous in their first few months. If a dog was separated from their mother too early, spent time in a shelter, experienced inconsistent care, or simply never had a calm, predictable nighttime environment modeled for them, they may have grown into adults who genuinely don't know how to feel safe in the dark and the quiet. This isn't a training failure on your part. It's a gap in their emotional education, and it shows up as nighttime crying that seems to have no trigger, no pattern, no obvious cause. These dogs may be perfectly confident during the day and fall apart at night. They may have never learned the skill of self-soothing because no one was ever there to teach them that settling down leads to something good. The body language is often one of low-level, generalized anxiety, yawning, lip-licking, circling, inability to settle in one position. Not panic, but unease. The solution here is patient, consistent work on building what behaviorists call a safe haven, a specific spot that is always associated with calm, comfort, and reward. A crate done right, a specific bed with a worn item of your clothing, you are essentially going back and filling in the emotional education they missed. It takes weeks, sometimes months, but it works. And when you finally hear silence at night, real, settled, peaceful silence, you will know you gave your dog something that will last a lifetime. That is the gift of understanding. And it starts the moment you stop asking, why won't they stop? And start asking, what do they need?